Hello, welcome back to my channel and a very special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen and this is Jen Clayton Beauty. We do everything beauty and makeup, and that includes testing new makeup. I have purchased a lot of makeup this month for me. I don't normally buy a lot of makeup other than eyeshadow palettes because I get so much in my subscription boxes, but there's been some releases that I've been really interested in. I've placed orders for other things and then added things on to get free shipping. So I thought, what better time to do a testing new makeup? We are going to be testing out 6 new makeup products today, and I'm really excited about these things. A couple of them I did receive in my Trend Mood box. The rest of them I purchased myself. So if you're excited, give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not, turn your bell on because I upload lots and lots of new videos every single week. Down in the description box, I will link all of the new makeup releases, any discount codes, all of that information will be in the description box. And as always, I appreciate you using my links. It definitely helps support my channel. I will also have my favorite beauty boxes, all of the other makeup that I'll be wearing in today's video if you wanted to shop the completed look, discounts to my favorite indie brands, and don't forget, come follow me over on TikTok for more beauty and makeup. I just got home from the gym. I'm sipping on my protein water. Let's talk about the 6 new makeup products that we're testing today, and then I'll zoom you in and we'll get started. In my most recent new makeup releases, I talked about this new release from NYX, and I had to pick it up. I just had to. I wanted to test it out for science because the whole concept behind this is really interesting to me. This is the Face Glue collection from NYX Cosmetics. First, we have the primer, and it literally looks like a glue container from when we were in elementary school. And these products contain maple syrup, which I think is really interesting. And I love a good primer. I love a good glowy, sticky primer. So I grabbed that, and then of course I had to pick up the setting spray as well. Now it's interesting because when I received it, it's all settled on the bottom. So you've really got to shake this up to mix up the product. But again, the whole maple syrup thing intrigues me. I'm curious if it smells like maple syrup, if it's sticky like maple syrup. So I had to grab them, and I'm excited to try them out with you. And then I was at the Dollar Tree, and I have heard so many good things about this foundation, and they actually had a shade that would work for me, so I scooped it right up. And this is from Be Pure. This is the Essentially Ageless Hydrating Foundation. Now, like I said, I love a good glowy, dewy, hydrating moment, especially with my foundation, and they finally, like I said, had a shade that worked for me, and I've heard so many good things about this. I have it in the shade Tan Beige, so we're going to use this as our foundation and see if the $1.25 is indeed an amazing steal for this. And then I placed a Glam Light order because I wanted to get the Twinkies collection. When I talked about that in new makeup releases, the overwhelming response was yes, show us the collection. So I bought it. That video either is going to be out before this one or after this one. If that video is already out, I will link it for you, but I'm going to test it all out with you. And when I placed that order to get free shipping, I added on their new setting powder. Now, I've heard really good things about this. Glam Light has went literally viral on TikTok, and they have so many new setting powders that they release. Packaging of this is everything. This is the translucent. So they have multiple different colors for multiple different skins. They also have a yellow and a pink powder, but I thought we would test out the translucent. I'm so excited about this. And again, the packaging, 10 out of 10, as always, with Glam Light. And then in Trend Mood, in my Trend Mood box, I got the Cali Ray Blurry Blush in the shade Dream State. And I mentioned in that video that we were going to test this out together. I have never used Cali Ray Cream Blush. And then the other item makeup-wise that came in my Trend Mood box was from Tower 28. And this is their Lippy in the shade Fire. Now this is an orange, beautiful lip product. I love Tower 28's lip glosses. In that video, I mentioned Pistachio is my favorite. It's pretty much gone. I love it so much, and I really like the color of this. So I'm excited to try these 2 makeup products out as well. So those are the 6 items we're going to be testing out. Let me zoom you in and let's get started with the NYX Face Glue Primer. I'm going to give this a good shake. I love the packaging of this. It doesn't really have much of a smell. Honestly, I kind of expected it to have maybe a maple syrup smell since that is what is in here. So here's what it looks like. It definitely gives me glue vibes. It even feels kind of like glue. It's really thick, so it definitely feels a little bit like glue. It doesn't have any scent, which is a bummer. I kind of wish It had that maple syrup scent or some type of scent to it. I know a lot of people don't like scent in their makeup products, so that's probably why they did that. You definitely want to take time and rub this in because it does leave a little bit of a white cast on your skin. And a little bit of this actually goes quite a long way. I probably did a little bit too much, honestly, but as it's drying down, it feels good on my skin. It feels like it's becoming dry and it is tacky, which I like. And I feel like it does give me a little bit of a glow to my skin. And then we're going to test out this Dollar Tree Be Pure Essentially Ageless Foundation. There's a few people I watch on TikTok that have raved about this. And they're always saying if you can find it at your Dollar Tree, grab it. And this is the first time I've ever seen it in my shade. So I'm really excited to see if it's worth the hype. So here is what it looks like. It's a serum-like foundation. It looks like a really good match to my skin tone. So as always, I'm going to buff it in with my brush. This is the foundation brush from Tarte. If you use a brush first, you can get the fullest coverage using a brush. And then I go in with my beauty sponge and make sure I get rid of any brush strokes, pick up any excess product. Okay, this is really pretty. And the coverage of this is insane. It's definitely, I would say, a medium to even full coverage foundation. You can't see any of my skin's imperfections underneath. This shade is a little bit too dark for me, but I definitely can make it work, especially once I do my concealer. But look at that. It's very, very dewy, very glossy. Again, medium to full coverage. Again, I'm going to go ahead and tap that in with my beauty sponge. And like I said, that picks up any excess product, but also just really gives you that flawless base, blends it really well into the skin and removes any brush strokes. This Tarte brush, I don't really feel like it leaves any brush strokes, but just in case, a damp beauty sponge will help with brush strokes. I'll see if I can find that Tarte brush and link it for you as well. So here's what that foundation is looking like. Isn't that beautiful? She is very dewy and I am here for it. I love this. I'm curious how this wears throughout the day. At the end of the video, I will pop up a wear test for you. I'm going to go ahead and do concealer, set my under eyes, do cream bronzer. I'll be back. We'll do cream blush together and we'll also test out the Glamlite setting powder. So I have set my under eye, done my concealer, cream bronzer, and this foundation, you guys, mind blown. I mean, I'm not surprised because like I said, I've heard so many amazing things about it, but my skin looks so hydrated and so incredibly dewy and beautiful. All of my imperfections are covered up. I may have to run back and grab just a few more tubes while they have my shade because once I did concealer, it actually matches my skin really well. Wow, I am impressed. So now let's test out that Cali Ray Cream Blush. I've heard also that this is very, very pigmented. So I'm going to go in with about 3 dots on each cheek. And then similar to my foundation, my cream bronzer, I always blend that out first with a brush for the most coverage. And then I go back and use my beauty sponge just to, again, pick up any excess product. Woo, that is really pretty. It is definitely more Barbie pink. I mean, it's pink in the tube, but when I apply it, it's even pinker, but it's really a pretty color. And it blended out really pretty. So let me quickly go in with my beauty sponge again, soak up any excess product. Wow, that is really pretty. Very, very pigmented. I did not go in with any more product. It was just 2 to 3 dots on each cheek. Definitely gave a really pretty blushed look to the skin. And this is a cream blush color that I don't have in my collection and I really like it. I really, really like the formula and I really like the color. And now we get to test out the Glamlite Translucent Setting Powder. Again, the packaging of this is just so cute. It looks like a little baked grape. Here is what the setting powder itself looks like. It is a big, big container. Oh my gosh, how cute. There's two little sponges in there. There's like a teeny little sponge and then a triangle sponge. The teeny one is a little bit more of that rubbery feel. This would be really good for powdering under the eyes. And then there is a little triangle sponge too, which you could also again use under the eyes or on the face. So I think since I've already set my under eyes, I always use the e.l.f. powder for my under eyes. It's always linked in the description box with all of my other makeup. I am going to use the little puff for the translucent Glamlite powder to set the rest of my skin. So I'm going to pick a little bit of the powder off of the plastic piece. I always pop the plastic piece out of my setting powder. Woo. All right, let me tap some on the skin. And then we'll go ahead and tap it in. This puff is nice, but it's pretty small to do your whole face. I feel like it's better served for under the eye, but holy moly, look at that. So there's the side without the powder blended in, pushed into the skin, and look at that. It's definitely blurring my skin. However, going to switch over to my Unearthly powder puff just because it's a little bit bigger for my face. I do like the puff that came with Glamlite with the powder, but again, I could see myself using that more to set my under eye. But wow, this powder is stunning on the skin. Look at how it just blurs it. Wow. What I do appreciate too is look, you can still see that Cali Ray cream blush just coming through the powder. Wow, my skin looks fantastic. I don't know if it's the foundation, the powder, or a mix of both, but I am really loving this powder. I feel like it gave my skin this just really nice filtered effect to it. Wow, I'm really, really glad I picked this up, and it was really affordable. Glamlite is such an affordable indie brand, and I always use a code when I order and you get 15% off. So yeah, so far I'm really, really loving this powder. So I did my powder, bronzer, powder, blush, highlight. Let's go ahead and test this setting spray out now to melt all these powder products into my skin. Then I'll do my brows and eye look, and then when we're done with our completed look, we'll use it a second time, again, just to really melt everything into the skin. Now this one actually smells a little bit like glue. Not in a bad way, but definitely a little bit like glue. All right, let's test it out. Actually has a nice sprayer on it. It's not super aggressive, but it gives you enough product. Ooh, I'm liking how this is drying down. My big thing with setting sprays is that it doesn't leave my skin tacky. I don't want to go out in the wind and have my hair and bugs stick to my face. So I like a setting spray that's glowy, or hydrating or illuminating is my first choice. Secondly, and right along with that would be not to have it be sticky once dry. This is not sticky. Ooh, I really like how my skin is looking with this setting spray. I definitely feel like it sunk all of this makeup, all of my base makeup into my skin. So far, I'm liking this. So again, let me do my eye look, my brows. I'll be back, we'll do the lippy, and then we'll set our face one more time with the NYX setting spray. All right, here is my eye look. Loving it. I definitely wanted to pop on a little orange on the lid to tie in with the Orange Tower 28 gloss. The palette I'm using is actually this one from Sydney Grace x Temptalia. This is the On the Horizon palette. Now, I don't know if this is still available. It is a super old palette from Sydney Grace. I am on a mission to use all of the palettes in my collection by the end of the year. So when I declutter and rank them, I've used them recently, and I'm doing really well. I have a lot of palettes. I'm almost through all of my palettes there on the shelf, and then I'll go into my backup drawer palettes. But this is the palette on my eyes, and that is the orange multi-chrome beautiful shade on my lid. Again, all the other makeup I'm wearing, my brows, everything is linked down below for you. So now let's test out the Tower 28 gloss, again in the shade Fire. So I have no products on my lips. Ooh, this is pretty. It's the amazing Tower 28 formula. It is just so creamy on the lips. It doesn't have much of a smell, maybe a really faint kind of sweet smell. God, I love this formula. It is like silk. It feels like silk. It is not sticky at all. And I love that it just gives just this slight wash of color. It's so bright in here. You're like, whoa, that's a bright lip gloss. But once you apply it to the lips, it's just this beautiful wash of color. So again, this is the Tower 28 Gloss in Fire. I love it. And I think that it just brings the orange of my eye look out even more. And then again, the last thing I want to do is do one more quick spray setting my face with the new NYX setting spray. God, it feels so good on my skin. It's very refreshing. And like I said, the spray of this isn't aggressive, but it's not super fine. For example, I love the e.l.f. dupe to the Milk Hydro Grip, but that spray is so fine. I feel like I have to spray 500 times on my face to get enough coverage, where this is definitely not aggressive and not fine. It's right in between. It's perfect. Love the way that it's making my skin look. Let me go ahead and get completely ready for the day. Like I said, I just came home from the gym. I'm just about done with my protein water, do something with my hair, and I'll be back to share my thoughts on this Testing New makeup. So here is the final look for this Testing New makeup, rocking my cute pumpkin head skeleton shirt from Temu, and my earrings, these little skeleton earrings, these are actually from Temu last year. I love a good holiday themed shirt and earring. So let's go over my final thoughts on everything we tested out today. Let's go ahead and start with the face glue primer from NYX. I've worn this primer for about an hour now. Like I said, I will pop a wear test up at this on the screen at the very end of the video, giving you a wear test of all of the products. But first impression wise, I really like this primer. It was tacky enough to really just lock my makeup in. Is it this innovative, most amazing primer in the world? No. Is it a good primer? Yeah, I'm excited to have it and I will continue to use it. And that's pretty much the same with the face glue setting spray. Now my skin looks amazing. What I appreciate is that my skin is not tacky. And again, that is one thing I really look for in a setting spray. So these two products, I really like them. This foundation, holy smokes. This is really the surprising element of this Testing New makeup. My skin looks amazing. It looks airbrushed. And I know that that's a mix of the foundation and the Glam Light powder, but it looks really, really nice on the skin. It is medium to full coverage. I only went in with the product I showed you. I did not have to do a second layer of the product to get the coverage. And it's just dewy and hydrating and beautiful, and it feels amazing on the skin. I'm very curious on how this is going to last and wear throughout the day. And I really like the Glam Light powder. This is a massive container for the price. I feel like this is one of those filter blurring powders. I really, really, really like it. And once I set my face with the setting spray, it just sunk the powder right into my skin. I really like this. I would like to pick up the banana and the pink powder as well. If you're someone, again, who likes a tinted powder to match your skin tone, there's multiple shades from light, medium, deep. There's a little bit of everything from Glam Light. They do so good with shade inclusion, which I really appreciate, but the translucent powder is a big win. I also really like this Cali Ray blush. It is the perfect kind of Barbie pink blush. Once I set my face with powder, you could still see the blush. I love it. I thought it blended out really nicely. It's pigmented, it's dewy looking. I really like it. And I love the Tower 28 lip gloss. I mean, I knew that I would. Tower 28's formula is one of my favorites. I just love that little wash of orange. I have no other lip product on. No liner, no lipstick, nothing. Just this lip gloss. And again, it pairs beautifully with the orange in my eye look. So this was a massively good Testing New makeup. Definitely the star of the show, the surprising element, but everything is really good and I can't recommend everything enough. Like I said, I will link all of the new Testing New makeup products that we used at the top of the description box. Discount codes, direct links to purchase them. Again, thank you for using my links. I'll also have all of the other makeup that I'm wearing if you wanted to shop this completed look. My favorite beauty boxes, discounts to my favorite indie brands, and don't forget to come follow me on TikTok for more beauty and makeup. That is a wrap on another amazing Testing New makeup.